My Sizzix Big Shot needed repairing. It was applying uneven pressure. So I'll hand you over to my husband, and I really hope this video helps someone.
Hello guys, and welcome to Ali's Crafty Creations. Obviously it's not Ali today, it's her other half, and she's got a bit of a problem with the Big Shot. It's pressing on one side more than the other, so it's quite uneven when it's doing its job. I've noticed there's a bit of something going on in there, so we're going to have a little look to see what's going on. So we'll strip it down and try and find out the issue. We'll go from there. So you use a T10 to remove this handle. T10 Torx that is. And I think as far as I'm aware that's the only one Torx screw that is actually fitted, which is in the handle. There's normally a little bung in there, but it's gone. Where that's gone I don't know. And the handle just pulls straight out, as you can see. Pretty straightforward. Right, on the bottom of here we have 4 big screws on the bottom. Right, so that's them 4 out, and what we've got next, we've got another 4 along the backs of here and also along the back there as well. So we'll remove those first. These are like a self-tapping screw. Now in the centre there's washers, and on the outers, so there's washers in the centre, on the outers there's no washers whatsoever. So keep that in mind. We'll do the other side. So that's the 4 screws out each side. Obviously in this, on these 2 points you have a washer, on these 2 you don't. Now this should, all being well, just pull apart and come into about 1,000,000 bits I think. Oh well, look. You can hear that rattling in there, wherever that is. There we go. Oh, right. Well, there's a surprise straight away. Right. Well. So basically, that little screws fell out of there, which holds that bearing in. Now, is that bearing kaput? I don't know. We'll have to have a look at this. I'll hold that there for now. Take this other side off. We'll pull this apart and try and get this somewhere near right. Well, this drive gear, this side looks absolutely spot on. There's no clips come off, which apparently these can pop off, but they're fine. So we'll lift that off there. We'll try and fathom out what's going on here with this thing here. So this is the problem area here, as you see. What I'm going to do there, I'm going to pull that around there and I'll take you off. You down there and swing you around. Ah, right, okay. Those bearings are shagged. So what I'm going to do here, so the bearing race is absolutely shot. Now I'll try and find another one of them, but for now I think I might just try and feed them back to where they need to be. Unless that's a mashed in bearing. Let me have a little look at the air. Right guys, we'll come back a bit later with this because I want to try and find another bearing or order another bearing, but as you can see that is absolutely collapsed. You see? So if you're getting uneven compression on your Big Shot, that's probably why. Like, you can see it's completely out of kilter there, isn't it? Anyway guys, we'll come back to this a little bit later, and all being well we'll get it fixed. Right guys, following on from the last video regarding this Sizzix Big Shot, bearings have arrived. As you can see, that's what's left of the upper bearing. So what I need to do is drive these two, well, drive the old bearing out, what's left of it anyway, and put one of these new ones in. I think they worked out something like about £3 something. I'll be probably similar type of thing in dollars from what I've seen online. For one, it was something like $5.49 for 5. So obviously, I thought, what the hell, I'll have 5. I probably only used one, but there you go. And these have an ID of 12mm and an OD of 30mm, and the width's 9mm. I'll get one out and show you. I'm not going to knock this out on here because this worktop's not, won't take a hammer blow, that's for sure. They're the bearings, and obviously you can see what it is and what was. Anyway, we'll drive this old bearing out and we'll put the new bearing in, and I'll come back shortly. Right guys, that old bearing housing popped out quite easily. I mean, it wasn't difficult at all. I managed to get it out from this backside, so I didn't have to pull these cogs off, because normally you'd have to remove that link, pull that off and drag it through there, but I didn't need to. It was pretty straightforward really. So this is the new bearing. I'm going to use a bit of bio grease from Muck Off. It's what I use for recycling, which is fantastic gear by the way. And I'll just grease these up a little bit. I'll also grease these up a little bit. I've cleaned it all off. As you can see, it's all clean. And I'll just basically slide that over there and use a punch to gently ease that in. You know, I mean, it's not even falling in there. Can you see there, guys? You can actually almost get that in there. So, you know, that's going to be great. But I'll come back shortly, guys, when I've got that punched all the way in, and we'll start putting it back together. I'll take it back out first and put a bit of grease behind the back of there, and yeah, be back soon. Right, that bearing went in really straightforward anyway. I mean, it took maybe 10 or 20 small light taps with a punch, just gently round it as it guided it in, you know, but it's in, and there's literally no play at all now. It's as good as new, which is great. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to apply a little bit of a grease around this area here. Hang on, let's make sure you're in the frame here, round here. Let's have a look. It's only a bit. I'll put a bit round my finger. It's a bugger to get out this, you know. Anyway, that'll do. I'll just put a bit round there. It doesn't need much really. It's not spinning at any silly speed, is it, to be fair? Just make sure you don't get much on the other side, or make sure you wiped it, because you don't want it on any of your projects, do you, to be honest? And this here is obviously where one of the actual screws had fell out and probably caused the damage, to be honest. These plates actually hold these rollers in. Right, so they're just hand tightened there. I'll nip them up shortly. So we'll go around to this side. You see, I've got a bit of grease on my fingers now, so it's obviously going to be transferring to these rollers. So these rollers are going to want a bit of a degrease before I let Alison even touch them, you know. So I'm going to do on in the cogs there. I'm just going to put a little bit on there. You can see. Only a bit. And that should basically go around the whole lot that in a minute, watch. You just transfer between the whole cogs. There you go. Near enough everywhere's got a share. It certainly will over the coming weeks. But the zero play on that now, it's absolutely spot on. So what I'll do, guys, I want to make sure all these are nipped up. Just give it a quick double check round, nip these up on the back here, and I'll start putting it back together. But as you can see, it was fairly straightforward. And definitely better than chucking it in the bin, that's for sure. Right, let's give this a quick check round, make sure everywhere's nipped up. That's solid as a rock. Them pins are fine, they're not going to come off. It's just these two at the back I want to nip up. Like I say, it's one of them buggers that had come on loose. Well, basically it was out, it was in the bottom of the tray. Whether it was that caused it, or the bearing failed itself and just caused that to pop off, I don't know, it's hard to say. But anyway, so yeah, that's that. Right, what I want to do next, I want to give these a bit of a degrease. I want to get the thick off fezzes a little bit round that roller, just the back there, not a lot. But I will give these a proper degrease once I've actually got the framework up, because I don't want to. I want to end up getting bits on my fingers as I'm going along here by the looks of it, because that feels good. There's no play up and down there now, like, this is good. Looks like the bits of sticky and junk that's got caught in them rollers over the years, I suppose. But yeah, that feels good. So we'll start putting this together. Right guys, we're going to fit this bottom section into the roller assembly first. I've tried it a couple of ways and I think this is going to be the easiest way. I'll show you there, I'll just get this rubbish off here. So we're going to fit these screws in here to stop this wiggling about. There's 4 of these, and don't forget these add washers on these. And this will stop this from sliding about, all being well. One bottom, one top, just to equalise that out. We'll go over these in a minute a bit. Give it a bit more of a tighten up like. Right, next part is to get that locked into there. I don't know what they actually call these, the plates no doubt, or anyway. Oopsie daisy. Yeah, that's in there, that now. Right. Yeah, that seems to wear it. Right, so as you can see guys, that's somewhere near there, and we're going to make these 2 up to here, and that should just, can you see these sections that are going to pop in and get them somewhere near. Alright, lift that bottom end up a little bit. I'm hoping this should just snap back home. That's it. So that side in. There we go, that's that side in. Right. A little bit fiddly, but I suppose if you've done it more than once it wouldn't be so bad. That's it. Oh, nearly anyway. That's it. There we go. A good old slap and tickle. That's all it needed, eh? Right. If I remember rightly, we had the small screws on the inside that had the washer. And the outer screws, they don't come with a washer. Obviously the most pressure is in the centre, isn't it, off the rollers, or the press, whatever you want to call it. Do the other side. Alright guys, there's a wrap for underneath. We just need now to put the crank and handle back on. Yeah, that's fine. Which uses the T10 Torx. I give that a quick degrease, but I want to give it another go just once I've got it together, because my hands are a bit, they're alright, you know, I've sort of degreased them, but I should do fine that. And there we are guys. You can feel I'm actually slapping up and down underneath there, and there's zero play at all. Hello, that's it. There's literally just exactly how it should be. Absolutely solid as a rock that now. So hopefully there should be no uneven pressing and it should be almost as good as new. And if that's helped you out, guys, a thumbs up for the channel would be appreciated, and thanks for viewing, and we'll catch you later.